cooking, you've got to have the right tools to make it so easy. As a matter of fact, with our today's special ice cream maker, we saw chocolate chip cookies, making an ice cream sandwich. Here is your non-stick sheet pan for cookies and so much more. I've got 3 color choices. This is the copper, this is the silver, and I also have it available in a gold. I don't have the gold out here, but the gold is available. I think we have a picture of the gold. Oh, right here. There it is, there's a picture of the gold. So we have this color available as well, the gold. So you're not only getting the sheet, you are also getting the cooling rack, which, as you know, take the cookies out, you gotta have them cooling rack. How old is your cooling racks, okay? And then you get this silicone, which goes down on your cookie sheet, and maybe you're making like cinnamon rolls and you want each one of them to be the same size. You've got rulers all the way around, or you're doing your dough. You've got the circumference from 5 to 8. So this is something that also it's gonna help with cleanup, because you can put this down, bake on it, and just pick it right up, and your cleanup will be all done for you. So we're gonna go over to Chef Wolfgang Puck to talk about these sheet pans. I don't wanna call them cookie pans, because you can do so much more than cookies with them, right?
No, I use them as roasting pan, as cookie pans, baking pans. You have the rack, you have the silicone pad. It even has measurements on here, so you can cook it right on your silicone pad. And look underneath here, if you wanna have a 5, 6, 7, 8-inch circle of a pie dough, whatever it is, you can cut it out with right there. And look here, we made some Linzer cookies. We just cut them out twice, kept one round one, and then the next one cut it out. You saw me using all of our chocolate chip cookies. Now what it's great with is, it's totally non-stick. So you can see the way they are. It's totally non-stick. And you have the silicone pad. And when you take a cake out, you need a cooling rack. So you have the cooling rack. So you get all of that, not just one, but a 3-piece sheet pan set. So you get 3 pans, you get the silicone pad, and you get the cooling rack. So now you can become a baker, but you can use it for many different things. Look at that. We roasted some chicken here. I need another towel. So it could be your roasting pan here too. Here we have 2 nice chickens here.
Wow.
See that? All right, so they're on the rack, so they don't sit in the pot or in oil, so they cook perfectly. We have a Provençal-style chicken with a lot of herbs on it, so it's so simple and so easy. You're gonna use them all the time, and as you know, they're so easy to store away because they fit into each other, or you can store them. Let me take this off here. I don't have any other ones here, so you can store them just like upside down like that. Okay, let me show you. Okay, just you put it somewhere just like that, so they take no space, which is really good.
So
but
easy to clean up.
But you will use them all the time.
So
yeah?
we also
totally
have a cookbook from Miriam Getz. So I do want to show this, and you know we're talking about a lot of sweets, and also Chef is talking about savories. I love these spaghetti squares. What a great idea! And I think Miriam Getz is standing by to tell us some more about the sheet pans and the wonderful things you can do with them.
Yeah.
And why?
The best, man.
Because in the restaurant, hi Pepe, I miss you. But we live by our sheet pans in the restaurant. We couldn't make a move without them. And if ever something is so invaluable in the restaurant and it's available to you at home, it'll do the same thing for you at home. Why? Because it maximizes the amount of space that you use in the oven. But there's real different specifications that we need. First and foremost, it has to be heavy duty. It also has to have this rolled edge. The reason that's important is because it prevents warping. How many of us have bought that cheapy cookie sheet and it warps and all your goodies or whatever in the oven tip to one side? Really important. But with that lip, because it's not flat, you can contain liquids. So whatever you put in here, that's how Wolf was roasting those chickens. But if you want to make the easiest sheet pan meals, oh my goodness, because you have a flat, thin amount of food, it not only cooks quickly, Helen, but it caramelizes beautiful, and brown foods taste good. So yes, it'll make your desserts, but it'll make your dinners and so much more. But if you've never had a restaurant style half sheet pan, this is your day, because it also comes with that gorgeous silicone mat and then the rack for cooling or for roasting. Amazing. And I think it's absolutely stunning. And nonstick, oh my gosh, amazing.
And this is our smart deal. A smart deal is like a today's special, except it goes over a couple of days until it sells out. $24.95 for the 3-piece set, the sheet pan, the cooling rack, and then the mat. Tell us more about that silicone mat. Marian, can you put that in the oven, the mat? You can cook on that, right?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Silicone doesn't mind heat at all. It can go as high as your oven, right on the mat, and it makes things not stick. So not only does it make the cleanup easier, but let's say you've made those beautiful holiday cookies and they're kind of fragile and you're known for them. Isn't it sad when you go to all that trouble and then they stick and then they break? So a silicone mat totally takes all that away.
I love that. Then you get that even cooking, so it's not like some of them are burnt around the edges. It's completely even.
Easy. And look, if you can come over here and I show you where we started. These are restaurant sheet pans. These are the one from here, what we use. The same size, you can see, except this one are aluminum and this one are totally non-stick. So what would you rather have? One sheet pan where things might stick on here, where you are not sure that the cookie will come off, or have one like that. And I think I'm gonna get Gary some of this one for his baking here, because often when he does something really delicate, this is actually better than the commercial one. So, and it's just as heavy, if not heavier too. You know, sometimes you get these flimsy pans which are warping in heat. Not this one. This one has a great weight to it, so it's really, really well done.
Yes, and also don't forget about the cookbook. I'm looking at turmeric chicken and rice, dinner corned beef hash. Like, I wouldn't even think about that. But you need you can't use like a, kind of a wimpy cookie sheet to do that. This is a sheet pan. So here's the item number for the cookbook, 716-459 if you would like to pick up this cookbook. But don't forget, you're getting 3 pieces. You're getting the sheet pan, the cooling rack, and then you're also getting the silicone mat for easy cleanup, goes right in the oven, and also for measuring. If you want to make sure everything is the same size, if you're doing like cinnamon rolls, and also to measure out the size of your, like you had Linzer tarts that you were showing.
Yeah. Absolutely. This is really a must-have for anybody who does some baking, some roasting. You will really love that because it's totally non-stick. So if you make a tart here, like we use some puff pastry, apricots are in season, we take it out. So how are we going to keep it crispy? You can see, and look how even it cooks underneath. Can you see that?
Yeah, gorgeous.
That's the bottom of my tart. And if I wouldn't put it on this cooling rack here, it will get soggy underneath and you have a soggy tart. But because I took it out from the cookie sheet right on the cooling rack, it will stay crispy. So it's really important to have a cooling rack. We put all of our cakes and pies and so forth on our cooling rack. So that way the dough stays nice and crispy. It's really important. And you have the silicone pans with the measurements on it, so you know exactly if you need 6 inches, 12 inches, whatever it is, or round, so you're all different shapes. This is a pastry dream. And Gary already told me, not only he wants them for the restaurant here, he also wants them for his house. Gary's our pastry chef. Come over here and say hello to everybody out there.
Oh, I want to meet your pastry chef. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Hi,
that's Gary here. All right. Yeah.
Oh, how cool. That's amazing.
He's all covered up. All right. So, but the good thing is we all have to stay home. We all have to stay safe. So It's really an important part. So
it is, and a lot of people are cooking at home, Chef, and that's why I love that you're giving us the tools to do that.
Totally. Baking, cooking, now you spend home. You don't want to go really to restaurants. I shouldn't really say that, but I know very few people come to our restaurants. We have a few restaurants open in Las Vegas. We have one open in Disney Springs down in Orlando. We have a few open here in Los Angeles. Most of the restaurants are still closed. So you cook at home, and takeout food is boring. Why not get together with the family and do something? I know I cook at home with my son Oliver all the time. And Chef Eric makes us sausages. He makes sausage and eggs in the morning. In the evening, we make risotto or we make a cake. it's so much fun to get the kids involved in the cooking. So let's have the whole family help out, and everybody feels good. Because when you sit down and eat good food, there's nothing more pleasant. I always said, you know, food is love, and it's really true.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. And baking cookies, I actually baked cookies with my daughter who's home from college the other day. It's like, she's like, you know, we can't go out. We can't, you know, everything's closed. But I'm like, guess what? I'm going to bake cookies. So that it's something that you could do at home. I'll tell you the difference between baking on a good baking sheet. It's going to make you look like a pro. If you ever like burn the cookies or the cookies stick, this is going to be the answer to all your baking issues.
Totally.
And get these perfect cookies. And on the cooling rack, as Chef said, that's why you take the cookies out and put them on the cooling rack so that they stay nice and crispy underneath, and that perfect brown. You can see that from going on the cooling rack. That's why you have that step. What does your cooling rack look like, or do you even have one? This comes with it. It's included. All three pieces.
Totally. Okay, now look what we have here. This beautiful cake here, Gary made. Now he used the round thing here and made every sheet the same size. So he used the three cookie sheet and doubled it up. So we have a 6 layers vanilla berry cake here.